On this morning, we'd leave Bell 2 headed for Watson Lake, Yukon, spend the night there, then continue on to Whitehorse. The scenery during this stretch of the trip was not as dramatic as some we'd previously experienced. However, the route was particularly rich with wildlife, including black bear, moose, porcupine, and bighorn sheep.
Some of the view we were seeing to the left as we crossed the bridge. It's a pretty substantial river. I love the sound of going over one of those. Got, I guess, bighorn sheep here.
Pretty cool.
Welcome to Yukon. And we are arriving in Watson Lake.
So we're here at the Pine Forest in Watson Lake. And there are signs from everywhere you can imagine, all over the place.
It is Tuesday morning, and we are leaving Watson Lake, headed to Whitehorse, Canada. Where the Alaskan Highway is not all paved, as you can see. So I backed off from Ray, make sure I don't pick up some gravel.
Then we stopped here at Rancheria Falls, two waterfalls, just off the Alaskan Highway, outside of Watson Lake.
Yep, there's plenty of this along the Alaskan Highway. Just a few months a year where they can actually work on the highways because of the weather here. That is Steve in front of us. We've passed him and he's passed us several times during this trip. We've been seeing him for the past week. Look at these mountains. Gosh, this is just spectacular. Leaving Teslin, got gas taken care of, and are all set to make it the rest of the way to Whitehorse. particular stretch of the highway is in work. Not sure where I'm supposed to be here. I think I got an FJ40 there being worked on, right here at the construction zone. That water is just unreal. We're arriving in Whitehorse, Yukon Territory, Canada.
After a bit of difficulty finding a place to stay in Whitehorse due to a conference of geologists, we did find a room in a bed and breakfast. There the guests, all geologists, and Pamela the hostess, recommended that we take a day trip to Skagway, Alaska. Pamela could accommodate us for one more night, so we took the suggestion and headed out the next morning.
We just turned off the Alaskan Highway for Skagway, Alaska.
We stopped at this viewpoint on the highway to Skagway. Just got this gorgeous lake. Look at the colors, the beautiful mountains. Somebody even lives down here.
We're in Carcross, headed on our way to Skagway. Boy, this terrain is something else, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sure this is what he was describing as like being on the moon. Welcome to the USA. What a view as you entered. Did you see down there?
Welcome to the United States of America, the border between Alaska and British Columbia.
This is absolutely beautiful. My pictures will not portray what I'm seeing with my naked eyes.
We're arriving at U.S. Customs. And we have cleared U.S. Customs and are headed for Skagway Thai restaurant 6 miles away. And we are arriving in Skagway, right across the bridge here. There's the river. We've been following along. Catch the train up there.
Yep, I got my GoPro on, but that's the fun here.
With 3 cruise ships in, Skagway was crowded. We ate at a Thai restaurant, the best part of which was they served Sing beer. We shopped a little, including the Ace Hardware store. Their motto is, if we don't have it, you don't need it. We also ducked briefly into the Red Onion Saloon, which was the brothel during the days of the Klondike Gold Rush. After a couple of hours, we were on our way back to Whitehorse.
Neat looking train system. Here's a waterfall. We have arrived back in Canada. Look at this view, my goodness, my goodness.
Well, look how pretty that water is.
That is just gorgeous. My, look at that view. Well, the sign says to limit motorized activities to areas that don't have vegetation and to establish trails. So I thought it'd just be kind of neat. Get out here and maybe get a picture of us.
And it does look like a desert.
There's Ray out there at Carcross Dunes. Wow, what a view up here. Did you catch this view from up here?
The drive to Skagway was everything we'd been led to believe. Though a cruise ship tourist stop, it retained much of the original Klondike Gold Rush ambiance. We'd spend that night in Whitehorse, then tomorrow we'd continue up to the other end of the Klondike Highway at Dawson City. Welcome to the United States of America, the border between Alaska and Yukon territory.